really big feelings about Disney World, especially when they're on the internet.
We pulled our favorite 1-star Yelp reviews for here in Disney Springs and we're putting them to the test.
When do we get to do 5? When?
So here's how this is gonna work. We have our amazing AllEars crew that's gonna do some incredible, dramatic readings of 1-star Yelp reviews. She has no idea what's about to happen. If you can guess the experience after the first review, that's 2 points.
Okay.
After the second review, that's 1 point. But if you guess ever incorrectly, you get 0 points.
Okay, and I am going for a perfect score today. My top score is 18, so I have to get to 20 to get a perfect score.
We shall see.
I was looking in my bag. At Hard Rock Hotel, they will punch your hotel key into a guitar pick when you leave.
Oh, that's cool.
And so you get to keep it as a souvenir. I was looking for that. So tell me why I had a different guitar pick in here. This means I have 3 guitar picks. I do. I found them. What's been happening that I've collected these?
Oh my gosh, is that an ET one?
Yeah, so my
cute.
room key was ET, so they punched an ET one for me.
I love that. This has nothing to do with Yelp.
Yeah, did you guys want the Yelp video? Because too bad, I think.
Too bad. Oh, cool. Never mind.
Aren't you not in this part?
Guess not. All right. Roll the clip.
My honest review? I was hoping this drink would be a slapper. It starts off sweet and quickly changes to Robitussin cough syrup. So if you are looking for a quick drink to sleep on, this is it. Definitely would not buy again. I'll stick to my margs. I also just don't get the ducks.
Boathouse.
You are correct.
I am. You left me in suspense for so long. I did need the duck.
Just for fun, let's read the other one. Roll the clip.
The food is too salty. I mean, it's almost unbelievably salty, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I visited this restaurant almost a year ago, right? And honestly, the New York steak was salty, the fries were salty, almost to hallucination. The baked potato had salt to its core, and the dips had so much salt, it was more salt than the Dead Sea. Seafood is supposed to be your specialty, but salty? Thank you for reading my post.
I never used Yelp, but I had to tell you guys about how salty this was. Apparently Boathouse is salty. You like Boathouse a lot.
I like the Dockside Bar. That's it's a great pull-up bar on the water. That's why
I'm looking at it right now.
this is the Boathouse. This is a Disney Springs. I would call it a seafood dining experience. They have a full oyster bar, lobster rolls, clams, and then as well as just your typical American food like burgers and fries and things like that. Now there's an indoor area which totally, it's okay. My favorite place is, let's see if I can show you, is the Dockside Bar all the way at the back of the restaurant. Gotcha. Again, another walk-up bar. I love a good walk-up bar just because I love the ease of it. As long as you can find seating, you can. It's still a full menu. You take a seat, they'll give you the full menu. Get some food, get some snacks, whatever, grab a drink. And they also always have like these fun TVs that are showing retro boats. If you look around the entire restaurant, you can actually see retro boats. It's all very retro, as if all of these really elevated, cool boats have docked at, well, the Boathouse.
So I have done a full sit-down meal here. It was actually a birthday meal. And I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I don't necessarily, I'm glad I did it once. I don't necessarily consider it a repeat experience. The entrees were awesome. They had, at least at the time, an ahi tuna entree that was spectacular. And they have just like a larger than life baked Alaska that you can get for dessert that I think is really spectacular. It was a fun special occasion restaurant. It was a memorable evening.
Yep.
However, I don't feel the need to ever go again to the Boathouse for a full sit down. And I feel like that's kind of the general sentiment I hear about it, unless people are like Sage, who are big on the Dockside Bar and the walk-up sort of situation.
I will agree with everything that you said regarding the indoor Boathouse location. It's fine. It is a typical seafood joint. I want to just like, you know, if I could lift up the oyster bar a little bit, because I think oyster bars...
I've never had the oysters here.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are huge. I don't love huge oysters, but I love a good oyster bar. The lobster roll is pretty good. I love, I love their firecracker shrimp, but I think the big thing to take away from this is the dockside bar. You can get the oysters out there as well. So if you're gonna do the boathouse, I would just say stop in for a hot second, do the dockside bar. Really, I think the way to do Disney Springs is progressive dining. But with everything included, I'm actually gonna give the boathouse a 4 out of 5. And the reason it's not a 3 out of 5 is because I'm such a big fan of the dockside bar, because there also aren't a lot of waterside, like fully engulfed waterside locations, and the view is gorgeous, especially during sunset. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5, but really I'm talking about the dockside bar, know that.
I am gonna give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Just because I don't think you have to have an experience that you would want to repeat many times to make it a quality experience.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy my visit to the boathouse. A little overpriced.
Definitely a little expensive.
But that's something that you're gonna probably notice a bit here in Disney Springs. And I do want to try the dockside bar. I just wouldn't try table service again. So I'm gonna go 4 out of 5.
Okay. Here we go. Next one.
The food was the shining star of this establishment. The chicken was perfectly cooked, juicy and flavorful, and the variety of sauces were all delicious and unique. The meal was wonderfully prepared, and every bite was an adventure. The fries were perfectly crispy, and the shakes were creamy and rich. 1 star.
I don't know that this person understood.
Yelp, no. But I wanted to put it on there because I thought it was like, wow, what a glowing review, and they put 1 star.
Were creamy. I'm trying to get a perfect score this episode.
Yeah, your highest score is 18?
Yeah, 18 is my highest.
That was at Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, and I need 20 points to
Your
get.
lowest score was 15, and that was at the last one.
Yeah, and I want the high score.
This is hard because there are like 90 restaurants here, something like the feeding establishments.
I'm going.
90 shops.
I'm gonna make a guess, and this
something
might
a
be
lot.
the end of my perfect run right here.
Okay.
Chicken guy.
Good job.
Chicken and shakes. That was what I could think of.
Yeah.
Also, that chicken is perfectly.
But I know you're trying to get a perfect score, but you could also just take the second review and still get 1 point.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get a perfect score at the end.
But it would be your highest score, leaving Universal potentially as your perfect
Or
score.
I could just get it right on the first one and get 2 points. You're forgetting about the third option, where I just do perfect.
Roll the second review.
Does not match to the celebrity standards that it's set up to be expensive and not worthy. Had better chicken for sure. It is a disappointing experience. Move somewhere else. Only 1 sauce. Yummy. Yes, that was all 1 sentence.
I love Guy Fieri, but are we really calling him like a celebrity Like, when you go to a Guy Fieri restaurant, you're not expecting you're expecting grub.
And mac and cheese on a burger.
Exactly. You're not expecting I don't know. Celebrity standard is an interesting. Oh my god.
What's
This
wrong?
girl is so close to you right now.
What's wrong? Where is he?
He went that way.
Oh.
He's back here now. No, buddy.
We don't
no.
have-
We don't have anything for you.
We don't have anything. We're not allowed to feed the animals. This is cool. I'll just sit here then.
He's a menace. He was so close to you that I got scared.
Dubious!
Dubious. No, sorry. I didn't mean to draw. No, don't come back over here.
Oh my god, he's back.
We
Oh my
don't
God.
have anything.
We don't
for-
have anything.
No.
We don't have
No.
anything.
No.
I'm
if he
sorry.
If he jumps in my lap, I'm gonna cry. No. Go away. Go away.
Hey, don't be mean.
What?
His name is Stuart, and he loves gingers.
Chicken Guy is actually located connected to Planet Hollywood. It's kind of off to the side. Chicken Guy is a Guy Fieri restaurant concept that is going to have chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, lots of different sauces, as well as shakes and big tender orders and things like that. It's kind of simple, but kind of delicious. They've also got some mac and cheese, pickled chips, basically sort of like an elevated fast food concept here in Disney Springs.
So I actually haven't been back to Chicken Guy since Emma and I went. You have?
I've been since they changed the sauces.
Okay, then thoughts and feelings.
So I'm sad because they did get rid of my favorite sauce, which was the chimichurri style sauce. They got rid of it. There are sauces that I like still, and to be honest, I don't think all of the value of Chicken Guy relies on the sauce. I really love the chicken tenders here. I think they are next level. They're super thin, super tender, and the breading on them is so unique and flavorful and delicious. The fries are great too. And this is another one I actually do semi-regularly in Disney, not for work, because I mentioned this when I heard the review.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper than most things you can find in Disney. Like, you can get for relatively inexpensive food here. And sure, it's expensive when you're thinking fast food prices, but like, it's better than most fast food. So I'm a big fan of Chicken Guy. I love the chicken. I rue the day they remove the sauces, but I get chicken tenders every time. And their shakes, I do like their shakes. Their shakes are good.
If you know me, this place was built for me because I love chicken tenders and I love dipping things.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of a Quage spot.
This is definitely a
We
Quage
love
spot.
dipping stuff in sauce.
And again, to be fair, I have not returned since they removed some of the sauces.
I think
so
you're gonna be fine.
I'll have to give it a second. But
You're also like a sauce chef.
say more.
You like, every time we go to a restaurant, Sage like mixes his own sauce.
I do. I just love dipping things in sauce. It's like it's your own little adventure. So I do love the concept of this location. I do agree with the chicken. The chicken tenders are great, which is why this is going to be a 4 out of 5 for me. The reason it's not a 5 out of 5 is because it can get a pretty long wait and inside is pretty small. So oftentimes you are. They do have mobile order,
use
but
mobile order.
oftentimes if you don't know about mobile order, oftentimes you're standing outside in kind of a long line, and in this Florida heat, that is rough. Yeah. So that's why it's a 4 out of 5, just because I love the concept.
I'm going 5 out of 5 because this is one that I return to over and over again. I've never had a bad meal here. The line can get a little obnoxious, but they've actually expanded the interior seating if you haven't been in a long time. And I also consider myself a rather big Guy Fieri fan.
All right, roll the clip.
Big disappointment to previous times. Turned out we paid $300 plus for 2 tickets to watch a 90-minute commercial to Disney World. Would not recommend. It's a pretty slow and sad. Sad music and sad story. Too much downtime and too much Disney-oriented. Not my favorite show at all. Slow.
How much do they pay for tickets?
$300 plus for 2 tickets.
Drawn to Life, Cirque du Soleil.
Good job.
I thought that dramatic reenactment lacked chutzpah. I haven't seen it, I just know it was Sage.
So I'm just confused. I didn't hate it, but I also don't think I drank enough beforehand to appreciate it. Pencil heads and dancing furniture don't scream Disney to me, but I'll have to give it a second try. 1 star for now.
Have you seen Drawn to Life?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I love live entertainment, and I want to always support live entertainment. I have just not gotten a chance to
He's scared of the circus.
because the circus scares me. And it's less the clowns, it's more, wow, that person can do things with their body that I can't, and that scares
Wow,
me.
so it really makes you feel inadequate.
Inadequacy is one of my core fears. What's happening?
You have probably spotted Drawn to Life by Cirque du Soleil in Disney Springs. It is this huge circus tent looking building that is over here. Now, Cirque du Soleil has been in Disney Springs for a long time, but Drawn to Life is actually a fairly new show, opened just a few years ago. And this is the first time that the Cirque du Soleil show has had a Disney spin. It's supposed to be a bit of a celebration of Disney imagination, which is very, very cool. Now, the show does have a couple of main characters, but Cirque du Soleil in general is going to be a really stellar, very artistic circus. The performers are incredibly talented, doing feats of athleticism and performance that are absolutely jaw-dropping. If you've never seen a Cirque du Soleil show, I highly recommend seeing one somewhere at least once. And then if you like it, you might want to see it elsewhere, and you might even want to make it part of your Disney trip. I also gotta say, we can't see the show.
Sure.
So
we're moving on? What is that face?
I didn't think we were moving on. I thought maybe we,
Do a reenactment.
do a reenactment. I'm Quincy, and I will be playing the role of circus performer.
I am Sage, and I will be also playing the role of circus performer, and I do want to note for the people at home, neither of us have seen this performance.
I'm a pencil man.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
Pencil, pencil, pencil.
Dancing hand. Dancing hand. Dancing hand. Wow, this is crazy. Wow.
I saw the previous Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs.
Don't, you cannot go into this so serious.
What do you mean?
You cannot even.
There's nothing funny about our reenactment.
Okay, you're right.
No, I saw the old Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs many times.
Anuba, as did I.
Anuba, yes, and I've seen many other Cirque du Soleil touring performances in my life. So I'm going to talk.
You've been to Vegas?
I haven't been to the Vegas one. My parents did.
Yeah, pretty good
So
stuff.
it's fun. So I'm going to talk generally. I think we should talk generally Cirque du Soleil.
Got it.
Because that's what we're familiar with.
Yep. So from an artistry standpoint, I think Cirque du Soleil is very innovative, where they were able to match, the thing that Cirque du Soleil does really well is they're able to take unique stories and pair them with circus acts, where oftentimes when you see you think of circus, you think of, a kind of a vignette, fragmented, cirque act, like here's some elephants, now here's a fire juggler. And what they've done here with Drawn to Life and Cirque du Soleil acts around the world is they're pairing narrative with cirque acts, which really makes for great storytelling, which I personally really enjoy.
Cirque du Soleil performers are also some of the best circus performers in the world. These performers are unbelievable. You are going to see things and you're going to be like, that is not what a person can do.
Other than a couple of the actors, most of the people who similar like Blue Man Group, Cirque du Soleil, they've been flown in and they're housing them from all around the world.
Yeah, typically if you watch behind the scenes for Cirque du Soleil, or if you run into one of the actors, you'll find that a lot of times there are language barriers backstage. They're just working with so many different people from around the world, because these are the best of the best when it comes to circus performance. I mean it when I say see a Cirque du Soleil show at least once in your life. They are really, really unbelievable, and I love the way they marry the artistry and the story,
Yep.
and then also kind of the more classic circus vibe. And I used to love it as a kid, so it can be a great thing for the whole family. It is a big thing to do in an evening on your Disney trip.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of time, but if you have a day for that, I think that it's definitely an option.
Yeah. Overall, I would say that I have heard, that pairing Disney with Cirque du Soleil can feel a little on the nose, synergetically on brand, we get it. I am very much looking forward to seeing this for the first time and making my own opinion. If you have seen Drawn to Life, let us know what you think in the comments. But for now, what I'll say as far as Cirque du Soleil as a whole, I really enjoy it, and live entertainment is important, so if you've got the time, I say try it out.
On Quelp, for Cirque du Soleil in general, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5.
I will also say 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think it is a flawless experience. I'm knocking it down for, I think the more you see it, the less repeatable it is.
I'm gonna knock it down because I don't want to give it a 5 out of 5 because I have not seen this this version yet. But as far as the Cirque du Soleil company as a whole, I've really enjoyed everything they've done up until this point, and I'm curious to see what happens here. But let us know in the comments if you've seen it, because we want to know.
Yeah. Hey, it's on the Everything in Disney World to-do list.
Yeah, watch me not get to go do it.
It's gonna be just Emma. She's gonna roll it on a date
By
with just
yourself.
Emma.
Lovely female entertainment by way of the singers, but ordered grilled cheese and tomato soup. Soup was 6 spoonfuls. Very disappointing, as the establishment looked plush from outside. We expected a lot more. We paid and left the lowest tip.
Always tip well. Just do that.
The Edison.
Wow. What gave that away?
Singers
Okay.
and grilled cheese. Those were the 2 factors I was using.
Interesting. All right. Just the second one, just in case.
Honestly, pretty good and great service. The live music started poorly with jazz covers of Billie Eilish and ended with covers of Single Ladies. On top of all of that, 3.5% CC charge, just unacceptable.
Wow, is it a creepy Frankenstein time traveler mansion, warehouse, power lights area? No, it's the Edison. The Edison is basically what I would call a retro steampunk dining establishment with some really great live entertainment. Now, when you think of the steampunk, we're basically talking about the decor. You see a lot of like those like metals and the gadgets that look like they're from the future, but also probably from the past. But when I say retro, I'm talking about like the 1920s Prohibition. You see a lot of flappers. If you're familiar with postmodern jukebox, which is basically taking contemporary songs and giving them a 1920s retro twist. That's going to be some of the live entertainment that you see here. A lot of those kind of songs. There's some really interesting options here. Some notables are the bacon that comes on a hanger. They have some really great electric fries that I really enjoy every time I come here. But yeah, it can get pretty pricey, and I think really what you're paying for is for the atmosphere. So I guess let's get into it.
I'm Quincy.
And I'm Sage.
And I will be playing Performer.
And I will also be playing Performer. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the face of a poison paradise. Homophobic, homophobic.
The Edison, we are both fans of this spot.
Yep.
My actual big win with the Edison is the mixology here. Their bars rule, and the bartenders rule. They're mixologists. I have done a mixology experience thing here for work, and it was one of my favorite upcharge activities I've ever done. It was so cool. There was an amazing charcuterie, massive charcuterie board, and then they taught us to make cocktails and literally changed the way that I make cocktails. Some of the best drinks I've ever had, and I got to make them. Really spectacular bartending staff here. I just love coming in for a drink. I don't love getting the cocktails off the menu. I like to order what I like, and then they make like amazing versions.
Yep.
And I do really love that there's live entertainment and atmosphere.
Yeah, the thing about the live entertainment, and I will say this because I know a lot of people can get disappointed because of what used to be here. Pre-pandemic, there was a full band. It actually became almost a full nightclub for the last 3 hours
Weren't
of the
there
night.
like aerialists?
Yeah, there were aerialists, there were the pearls, there were these amazing dancers that would come out, there were these specialty acts magicians, and like just
That's
aerialists
so cool.
and tap dancers. Like it was a whole thing. Now
So you just wanted to tap dance?
I was not, but I am married to one of the singers. And so it was a whole ordeal, and it was really awesome. Now it is a much relaxed, laid-back version of, again, that postmodern jukebox vibe, which is the contemporary songs sung in a vintage era, which again is still great, just more laid back, relaxed. Yeah. I come here for the drinks and the atmosphere and the entertainment. I don't necessarily come here for the food. The food typically is overpriced, and it's not really worth the price that you're going to get, in my opinion.
I like to do apps. Like, it's like something to go with my drink, and then...
What did I say? I said the electric fries.
You did.
And the bacon that's on a hanger.
You did. Bacon on a hanger is good.
Yeah. So overall, I'm gonna give the Edison a 4 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I was between 3 and 4, and this way Swelp is 3.5. The Edison.
The Edison.
If you have a nut allergy and are looking for a death sentence, then you're in luck. At this location, you'll be promised adventure, giving you the privilege of getting close and personal with the local emergency staff. If you want to join the fellow locals in their extinction, indulge yourself in the chocolate extinction for 4. Just like any true adventurer, you won't have a properly labeled map or menu for your food exploration. I thought the menu and map would have been more clear, but now it just seems that the bones plastered along the walls may be sourced from the kids before.
Oh no! I was gonna roast your review again, but I forgot about my joke because I was trying to figure out what this is. It's T-Rex.
It is T-Rex.
I know what menu the chocolate extinction is on. I've eaten it before.
What were we gonna say about my review this time?
I was gonna say that it was, it just didn't move me to tears.
Wow. You're really trying to challenge me on this one.
Show me what you got, Starkey.
Oh, jeez.
Never come here. I was looking for a quick food experience for my upset 5-year-old. I thought, look at the theme. This will be perfect. Wrong. We couldn't be sat for 2 hours. At this point, I had already promised my kids some cool interactions with dinos, and now we have to wait longer than I waited for any Disney ride. At least on a Disney ride, you get a cheap thrill. I just got an expensive burger.
T-Rex. This is a Landry's Group restaurant. That is the group that also runs Rainforest Cafe, both here in Disney Springs and in Animal Kingdom, and Yak and Yeti restaurants in Animal Kingdom. So it's actually not Disney owned, any of those restaurants. T-Rex is probably my least favorite of the Landry's restaurants here. And I don't love really any of them. None of them are like spots that I am really attached to. There are animatronics of dinosaurs throughout the restaurant, and periodically there will be an extinction event, meteor shower, asteroid shower throughout the restaurant, which is a fun interactive element. As you can see, the animatronics are pretty large. They don't move constantly, they move periodically, and they're not really anything compared to Disney's animatronics. My favorite part of this restaurant is the under the sea bar, because it has the fun lighting and the squid, and I think it's just like a really fun bar, because it's got a real tropical fish aquarium in the middle of it, but really hyper themed restaurant, and it's definitely one that like your kid will beg to go to, and you will think, I really don't want to pay double for the equivalent of Olive Garden food. And you're probably right. I also would like to point out there is a Build-A-Dino experience by Build-A-Bear Workshop.
I've never done it, have you?
No, but DFB Cassie is very fond of it. I'm Quincy.
And I'm Sage. And I will be portraying the role of guest.
No.
And I will be portraying the role of T-Rex?
Correct. And I will be portraying the role of Meteor Shower.
Oh, wait. Don't I die from Meteor Shower?
You're fine, just hit it.
But that's what I'm afraid you're gonna do.
No, you're fine.
Okay. I'm a T-Rex. Can I say something that's a little off kilter?
Yes.
I actually, between Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex, I'm now starting to prefer T-Rex just a little bit more.
Interesting.
Only because I think it has more to look at, and I like the different rooms.
Yeah.
I like there's the ice room, and I like that there's a rainforest room.
The shark bar is really cool.
The shark bar.
Yeah, that bar, it has like actual, I was just telling them about it. It has like actual aquariums, and like there's like a squid room. You were just standing in there staring at it with me.
Oh, there are sharks in there?
No, it's just called the shark bar.
I've always called it a squid bar.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that sounds like it should be right, but it is in fact called the shark bar. I think objectively I agree with you. I prefer Rainforest Cafe because of the nostalgia that I have for Rainforest Cafe.
I understand.
And I do think that there's more to look at at T-Rex. It's a little more exciting, but I just remember the rainforest, like the rainstorms that happen at Rainforest Cafe being the most exciting thing ever as a kid.
Sure.
So that's where my nostalgia comes from. Also, it's a volcano.
I totally hear that. But as far as the food goes, similar to Rainforest Cafe, and I know we're supposed to be talking about T-Rex, but it's just, they're so similar, just a different theme. What I'll say about the food is that the food is huge. The portions are ginormous.
Well, they're for dinosaurs.
Yes, but they're also overpriced. And unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, a little bland.
Kind of mid.
Kind of mid,
Yeah.
and definitely not something that's worth said overpriced price.
I have eaten here, and I typically can remember pretty much everything I've had everywhere just because it's literally my job. I find it difficult to recall what I had here.
The other thing I want to point out is that what the post talked about, how long of a wait it can be. It can be an extremely long wait, sometimes up to 2 hours during a non-lunch rush, which is wild. But a fun tip, if you really want to experience T-Rex or Rainforest Cafe, typically, again, walk-up bar. Walk-up bar has no wait and still has the full menu. Obviously, you've got to be a certain age for you to sit at the walk-up bar, but still a thing.
Another tip, actually, for any of the Landry's restaurants here in Disney World, as well as anywhere else if you were eating at Landry's restaurants regularly, is there is a thing called the Landry's Select Club, which is a club that if you join, you actually get priority seating at their restaurants.
Oh.
So if you walk up and it's a 2-hour wait, maybe pull up the Landry's Select Club on your phone. It's free to join. So
There we go.
join the Landry's Select Club and you can skip the line. And you actually get dining rewards too, so that's pretty cool.
Overall, I think I am actually going to give T-Rex a 2 out of 5. The only reason I'm giving it a 2, those 2 points are basically for the atmosphere, I'll say the immersion, if you will, and the family friendliness, maybe.
Yeah.
But really just because of the atmosphere.
I'm also going to give it a 2 out of 5. Sorry, I'm joining the Landers Select Club.
Okay.
I just feel like that could come in handy.
I guess we'll move on then.
Good for the experience with friends and whatnot, but the actual experience is beyond subpar. Luxury? Not so much. The oil pattern is at best what was left over from last week. They looked like tar was on the bottom of the slide, which means no slide. We'll not be back at $33 per person for 90 minutes.
It's a lot of information.
Oil pattern. Oil pattern?
Oil pattern.
That's what you're saying.
OIL pattern.
Pattern. Oil pattern. $33 per person. Slide.
Is this the one?
I feel like the candle making experience is too new for it to be that. Luxury. Luxury is important.
I don't want to dance anymore.
Give me the second review.
I am supportive of you getting your
Perfect
score. Do you want to just for funsies, tell me what you're thinking, and I can be like, maybe you should say a second review.
My guess is the ganachery, but I'm ready for my second review.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
So visiting Disney World with my family and friends for the first time, and this location was actually recommended as a really good spot to take an afternoon break away from the parks. But unfortunately, it was closed for a private event. You would think Disney's for everyone, but apparently it's really only for the super rich. You wouldn't shut down a ride for a private group just for money. Truly, it ruined the day we had set aside for some fun.
Joke's on you. They do shut down rides for private events.
And sometimes the parks.
Yeah. As long as they're getting you.
Splitsville Luxury Lane.
There she is. Now, with 1 point.
Slide, a bowling ball slide.
No, so the slide is actually referring to the shoe. Because when you slide, because there was so much oil left on it. That's what I gather from this.
Interesting.
The oil pattern is at best what's left over from last week, meaning the oil that's on the bowling lanes.
Wow, this person's like a pro bowler.
Yeah, I know.
I just didn't know pro bowler terms.
And then we say they looked like tar was on the bottom of the. It looked like tar was on the bottom of the slide. I think the slide is part of the shoe, which means they couldn't slide when they bowled the.
So there was just a pro bowler.
We have made it to Splitsville. This is basically a part eating restaurant, dining establishment, part bowling alley. We actually have a full review of Splitsville up on the channel where myself, Breedlove, Emma, and Quincy, we all got to experience this firsthand, and surprisingly, we were kind of pleased.
Big fan.
Yeah, we were surprisingly pleased with the quality of food that they were serving at a bowling alley. Because when you think of bowling alley, you kind of think of sticky tables, kind of unfortunate arcades. But no, this was definitely more of an elevated, which is why they call it luxury lanes. Now there are definitely some hiccups along the way, but overall, I've really enjoyed the experience. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but I tell everybody who will listen, you know how much of a fan I am of Fat Tuesdays?
Yes.
Over at Universal, which we've never done that together, have we?
We should do that.
Yeah. So these machines out here, they're made by the same people that do the Fat Tuesday machines. Those are basically Fat Tuesday drinks, just labeled differently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Splitsville, I've really enjoyed every experience I've had in Splitsville.
Yeah.
It is bowling, which I can't say hey, you should bowl on your Disney vacation, but you might want to, or if you just want to pass some time in the afternoon. I do recommend, it has a longer wait, so if you do want to do Splitsville, I recommend coming a little earlier or getting your name on the list and being prepped to go do something else in the meantime while you wait, because it can get long waits. I would actually agree with our pro bowler that the lanes are not the best. The lanes themselves are nicely maintained. I have had experiences where I'm like, this ball seems a little gross. And so do the shoes. I don't think it's the most excellent bowling alley.
So here's what I'll say about that is when you're at a at a elevated bowling alley like this one, and you're eating like a hot honey pizza and all these kind of like maybe like the sushi, like kind of like maybe greasier like foods that you've got to touch, and then you're getting into those.
That is definitely a thing at Splitsville. Like it's very the time that you have a lane is not quite long enough to bowl a whole game and eat all your food and like hang out with your friends. And I feel like that is typically my complaint. I don't think did we finish?
I don't think we
finished our game of bowling. Like it's like there's just not quite enough time. And I think the time I've been at before that, I also didn't finish my game. I, however, absolutely love the food here.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. And you can just get a table. So honestly, I kind of recommend the food at Splitsville. The sushi is awesome. The pizza, that hot honey pizza that you just mentioned, amazing. And like, I've really enjoyed the food and the drinks. There's walk-up bars inside and outside. So I've never had a bad experience at Splitsville. That said, it is definitely not the prime bowling experience.
No, the two things I will definitely also agree with the posts are, it is definitely on the pricier side, both for food and for bowling, because when you tack on the word luxury,
their spicy tuna roll is $17.
Yeah, you can immediately, hike up the price just a little bit. The other thing I will say is that, because this is a unique experience, they absolutely rent these out for private events. A lot, and you'll find that actually all over Disney Springs. Disney Springs,
he knows because he's at them.
That's true.
Not as a guest.
Not as a guest.
He's singing.
Yeah. No, they're definitely like Raglan Road, the Edison, House of Blues, trying to think of other places. They will definitely rent out these spaces. So overall, I'm going to give this on Yelp. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. You're also giving it a 3?
I'm also giving it a 3.
Yeah, for all the reasons I agree with exactly what you said. I would not come here just for the food, because I think the experience as a whole is what makes this a 3. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it in segmented, like, all right, now we're gonna bowl, now we're gonna order, like you'll have to time it out right, but 3 out of 5.
This restaurant is located in the heart of Disney Springs. The furniture is absolutely dirty and falling apart, with white couches completely black with dirt. The service is horrible, the food is overpriced with bad quality. I ordered the most expensive steak and it arrived cold with full of fat. The seafood tower is full of low quality seafood on small containers that look from a can. Also, the noise level is super high with a DJ. Save your money and go to many other good restaurants in Disney Springs. Ow.
First of all, again, a lackluster reading.
What did you want?
I just think it would have been much better if you had like a handlebar mustache. Second of all, STK Steakhouse.
Third of all, I hope you know, AllEars is paying for our mustache. You're gonna force me to put a handlebar mustache. It is coming out of the account. Approved, Quincy?
Yeah, approved. Was I right? Because I did pull the cord on that for the sake of the joke. So I was nervous that I got it wrong.
Yes, it is definitely STK, but just for fun, I want to play the second review.
Had a horrible Christmas Eve dinner here. This restaurant ruined Christmas!
That's such a good review.
I think it's fun.
All right, we've made it over to STK Steakhouse, which may stand for Steak Steakhouse. We've been in debate. STK Steakhouse is what it sounds like. It is a fancy kind of party vibe steakhouse here in Disney Springs. It is noisy inside, it is dark, and I've heard a lot of people refer to this as kind of like a club-like atmosphere that is mixed with a steakhouse, so it's definitely a more unique atmosphere and one that I think would not be right for everybody. It is a pricey steakhouse. They have some extremely expensive options on the menu, such as the $160 dry-aged tomahawk. They do have some lunch specials, which is great. It's kind of a basic steakhouse. You're gonna see your classic steak menu, other entrees, apps, sort of vibe in that more dark, party-like atmosphere. Yelp is gonna be notably silent on this review, as I've never experienced STK. However, because of that, it is one of the 30 or so Disney World restaurants I've never been to, and Emma, as you might know, is dragging me through all of them, so I assume STK is on that list. I'm by assume I mean I know, and there will be a video of STKs coming out.
And I've experienced a little bit of STK, just like
sampling.
A sampling, just some of their light bites. When I was there, like I had their slider, I had some of their fries, like their truffle fries. I had their Manhattan. Those were all great. But again, it was just a light bite, and in order to really experience, you know what I think is weird about this?
What?
I think a DJ indoors in a small steakhouse is a really interesting choice.
What a choice they've made.
Yeah, I mean, and they're not like playing like, it's not like a DJ just playing like light jazz background music. I mean, they're like, it's like party tunes.
I feel like I will not enjoy this space because I don't like super loud, super overwhelming dining experiences. So I'm guessing I won't enjoy it.
I have heard from friends and family who have visited here that their one complaint is that their steaks are inconsistent. They're either overcooked or they're undercooked, or sometimes they're just right, which is amazing. But my family, who I have no reason to believe that they're lying to me, they have said that their steaks have been inconsistent. So I'm going to take that knowledge going into my self-review.
If you're Sage's family and you're watching this, that sounded like a threat. And I have no reason to believe that they'd be lying to me.
Strictly going based off of what I know, which is atmosphere, and what my family has said, and based on the small bites, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Just because I don't love the DJ atmosphere for a steakhouse. It's a little overwhelming, I agree. And based on the inconsistent steaks from the constant reviews that I get from people that I trust, I would say that as well.
I also just want to share, and there's no way you're going to believe me right now, it is raining.
Yeah, it's really sprinkling.
It's like rain, like I know that doesn't look like it's raining. It's raining.
Welcome to Florida.
Florida.
There is a reason there are only 17 reviews. They are never open, no matter what the weather was. Do not buy the Groupon. You'll waste your time. Don't even bother with Disney Springs. It did manage to open around 2200 hours. Then the staff were polite.
Aerophile?
Yeah, good job.
It is not open often, but it was open enough for Sage
For me to
ride
do it twice in a day.
Look, I'm not an expert here, but I feel like it's illegal to not have a bathroom. I mean, planes have bathrooms. What if someone has an emergency? And I did. I will not be going again until they add a bathroom.
Oh my gosh. First of all, wow. Second of all, wow. Third of all, how long is the ride?
It's like 5 minutes.
Okay, so that's interesting because there are a lot of Disney rides that once you're in a 5-minute position, you cannot exit that position.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't get up in the middle of Soarin' or Flight of Passage.
That's true,
Yeah.
but I don't think Soarin' is 5 minutes.
Flight of Passage is 6 or 4.
Is it?
Yeah. Flight of Passage is long, and then there's like rides. I just haven't thought about that. This is interesting, and a reason that ride duration knowledge is important.
Yeah.
And I think that we should treat the Aerophile like a ride, so that they cannot put a bathroom on that thing.
And not a form of transportation.
Form of transportation. Yeah, because but also if you do have like concerns about being stuck somewhere, you're gonna want to look at ride duration. I mean, like, it's a small world. You can't go to the bathroom in the middle of that, and that's like a 15-minute ride.
I think that you're having like a really interesting reaction to this.
I just think that's wild for a criticism of the Aerophile.
Yeah.
There are so many other criticisms to make of the Aerophile.
They needed a bathroom.
I mean, listen, I might also give something a 1-star review if I had a bathroom situation and could not reach a bathroom.
Yeah.
On anything. It's a small world included.
So this is the Aerophile, where you can literally see Disney Springs all the way up in the air. We're talking up to 400 feet in the air. You board this, basically a hot air balloon, and if conditions are right, you will pay right here. You'll sign a waiver, and then you will get in this hot air balloon and fly pretty high up. I had the very fortunate and maybe unfortunate, depending on who you are, to do this twice in a day, based on 2 different challenges that we were doing. One for Do Everything Walt Disney World, so Emma can take her friends to Paris, and the other one for our alphabet challenge here at Disney Springs. And it was more intense than I wanted it to be. But to be fair to many of the people posting on Yelp, their biggest complaint was that, man, this thing is just never open. And they're not wrong. In order for this thing to fly, it has to be the right conditions. Overall, it's about a 5-minute experience. You're in the air for about 5 minutes, but when you're up there, you are really swinging. Have you ever done the airfoil?
I have not done the airfoil. It's kind
Wow.
of a day of things that you've done and I haven't done.
I'm pretty well traveled.
Around Disney Springs.
So then I'll just tell you my honest opinion. It is definitely more intense than you would imagine staring at it from the ground, and as someone who's like a normal thrill seeker going, hey, this does not look that scary. And then when you're up there, you're like, oh wow. Like a little bit of wind moves you quite a bit.
You see it just from the ground, just like rocking.
Yeah.
And they do close it when the wind goes above a certain barometer.
Right, which is funny because it doesn't feel that windy, but it's closed right now.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels windy and it's not close, but their measurement is obviously better than my like anecdotal wind feeling.
Well, and it's also like winds that they forecast are coming soon, so that way you're not up there and then all of a sudden crazy things happen. It was fine, like it was definitely thrilling, but do I want to do it again? I don't think I want to. And as someone, I'm not super afraid of heights, but something I just don't want to do it again.
I think that this one does probably provide the most unique and widespread view of Disney World, which is a super cool experience to have. It does scare me based on Sage's response. I'm not scared of heights, but based on Sage's response,
I'm also not scared of heights.
I'm kind of like, I think I'd be a little iffy up there. Now he did it alone twice.
Rough, dude.
Let me tell you, I've had more flavor in a glass of water than the entire menu of this restaurant. It's like they hired a culinary magician whose specialty is making taste disappear. I wouldn't be surprised if the chef's secret ingredient is a sprinkle of air and a dash of disappointment. And don't even get me started on the price. $28 a person for what feels like a culinary crime scene? I've had more satisfying meals from a gas station. So, if you're looking for a dining experience that leaves you questioning your life choices, this is the place for you. But don't forget your detective hat, because you'll need it to find those missing flavors. Take a picture outside and keep on walking by. This is simply a tourist trap.
Take a picture outside is the key here. I'm between Paddlefish and Rainforest Cafe. $28 per person. No flavor. I'm gonna go Paddlefish.
Okay. And this is really what you want to do for your, like, you don't want
I
to,
hate this man.
you don't want to, like, knowing that you could, this is it. You don't want to.
I do. I want to lock in.
You want to lock in. You don't want the second review. I don't. You tell me.
I want to lock in.
You want to lock in?
I want to lock in.
Okay.
I hate this man.
Why?
You should see how he's looking at me right now.
I'm just a good host. Suspenseful, manipulative. But I'm sorry, the answer's wrong. No.
So tell me the second review.
Okay.
I understand why children and teens might be intrigued by the loud, noisy sing-alongs to Frozen and the bright lights and music videos on the projector, the sugary milkshakes and basic, greasy, under-seasoned food. I refuse to believe that people without children go there voluntarily. Ew! The horror of the mediocre food, extremely loud noise, dirty silverware, and forgetful servers. Never, ever again.
What is it?
Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood. Interesting.
Planet Hollywood. Definitely Planet Hollywood is a chain. Well,
I wouldn't even take a picture outside.
yeah, I mean, it's an observatory and it's like kind of cool to be like,
Yeah.
like I'm at Planet Hollywood because like it's like well known. But
Yeah. There are a couple of things that I hear people like on the Planet Hollywood menu, but I have never gone there because it is so widely disliked. But also, can you trust one-star Yelp reviews? That's what this whole series is really trying to get to the bottom of.
Really? Wow, this is it. That was
Yeah,
the message.
That was the message.
That was the message. If you like this video, go ahead and
like and subscribe. We have one more review. Don't go anywhere.
Now the food here at Planet Hollywood is going to be your basic, just American food, but their goal is to hopefully be a little more elevated and kind of, I would call it chaotic American food because it's a lot. Giant burgers, supernova shakes, mac and cheese, and Now, on top of all that, it still has the rest of it is your typical American food, like, barbecue ribs, steak, things like that. Now, inside is actually supposed to be as if you've entered this entertainment observatory, because, with the outside, it looks like you're at an observatory, and you are basically, looking amongst the stars, but the stars are also like Hollywood stars, but for families and definitely an experience where everybody can kind of get what they want. It does work from time to time. So I guess let's just talk about it, see what we think.
This is one that I have heard so many negative things about that I have never ventured inside.
But what I was just kind of telling them is that for a place where it is so commercialized, we're talking about movies everywhere, and basically you can get almost anything you could want here.
I just got so scared.
She's working.
I'm actively texting her.
She's here for a different video. Do you want to? Hey, you want to get in on this?
What are you doing?
When's the last time you went to Planet Hollywood?
Never.
So she doesn't want to get in on this.
I've never been here.
Well,
At this one.
Well,
I've been to one elsewhere.
Well, if you were to give it your honest review, what would it be?
I was a child and I thought it wasn't great.
I'll say, as someone who has been before, I definitely don't hate it. I don't love it. I'll be honest, for my self-review, I'm gonna give it another 2 out of 5. Just because I think, one, it's so commercial, and it's so busy for what it's worth. But for picky eaters and for people who just want something weird and gross and greasy, I will never turn down a burger covered with mac and cheese.
I have heard very good things about their sampler appetizer that is the Ferris wheel. It's like a Ferris wheel of little food.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay. I'm not gonna quelp it because I've never been there and I think that's unfair.
Okay, but Child Elk.
Child Elk would compare this to a Rainforest Cafe experience, and I'd give it a 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Elk.
While the entertainment was amazing, and that's what the restaurant is known for, the food was soggy and mediocre. They even called one of their items world-renowned. In whose world, might I ask? We also waited an hour and a half just for seating to see the entertainment, even after making a reservation. Big skip next time.
Raglan Road.
Yeah.
All right, next stop, Raglan Road. So Raglan Road is a Irish-themed restaurant here in Disney Springs. It is a very large sort of pub situation, and it's actually an entertainment complex where you've got Raglan Road proper, which is a table service restaurant. You have a walk-up bar called the Hole in the Wall Bar. You have a quick service restaurant, and then you also have, coming soon, Patty's Bar, which is going to be an all-new walk-up bar on the outside of the restaurant. They're going to serve a lot of Irish food favorites. And they do have live entertainment like river dancers, pretty much nightly. It becomes a raucous good time here. A lot of people come here to drink. So it is the kind of thing where if you want a quieter meal, you might want to go for lunch. They also do an amazing brunch, in my opinion. That's Raglan Road. Reenact.
No.
Reenact.
No.
Do it. River dance. Your arms are not still enough. They're not still enough. But I can see the top of your body moving.
You're the ginger one. You reenact. Aren't you Irish?
Yes, but I don't know how to river dance. One time I was river dancing here for a scavenger hunt, a regular activity. We river danced.
Don't stop river dancing if you're gonna explain something to me.
One time I was river dancing for a scavenger hunt, and a man came out and said, "You're doing a bad job." A man who worked here. He was like, "Don't let the performers see you; they'll be embarrassed."
Oh wow.
And I'm still doing a bad job to this day.
I thought that was pretty good.
Thank you.
I feel similarly about the Raglan Road as I do about Rosenkraut.
Okay. Yeah.
Meaning as far as food goes, we talked about this already. I haven't found my plate yet.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I love Raglan Road. This is a spot, there are not a ton of spots in Disney that I will go to outside of work just because I have the privilege of being here so often for work that I tend to go other places. Raglan Road, I regularly come to outside of work. I really enjoy the table service experience. I also enjoy the walk-up bars. I also enjoy just coming in and sitting at the bar inside and getting my Kiss Before Shrimp, as well as my Smittix. They do have my favorite beer here, which you can typically only find at English and Irish pubs. It's called Smittix. spelled Smithwick's, and you've got to try that thing. Baby, it is so good. Disney Springs is such like a lively environment, and Raglan Road fits right in with that, and it helps to accentuate it. The live music that typically happens outside is great. The live performance that happens inside is great. And
a lot of times it's always authentic. Like it's people from.
Typically, it's literally people from Ireland who are visiting. And my experience with the food, I have found my plate. It's the gnocchi at dinner. It is so delicious.
To the nose, I'll try it.
It's very good. And then also the kiss before shrimp. I get those two things every time, and I'm always happy. So I can definitely recommend Raglan Road. I think that it's a wonderful experience. It's one that when my friends and family visit, they often want to go to Raglan Road. So I like her. But the food is heavy, like Rose and Crown. So, but you're in Disney Springs. Live a little.
I'm nervous.
I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 on 12.
I was about to give it a 2.5.
Oh my gosh, points aren't allowed.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Wow.
Rules are made to be broken, only because I need to have a better experience here. Every time I've been here, I have not really enjoyed the food, but come here for the entertainment and the drinks and the vibes. So I'll bump it up to a 3. But I need to find your plate. Hey,
find your plate.
If you think if you've been here before, you like Sage, would really enjoy this. What should I get?
The gnocchi.
I will get that as well. Overall, your total score for Disney Springs 1-star Yelp reviews is, drumroll please, 17. It's not
only did I not get a perfect score, I did not beat my high score either.
This was a really hard one. There are a lot of restaurants, so but I think we're gonna do Universal next.
And that's where I'm getting my perfect score.
You think so?
Yeah, it's happening.
All right, if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go check out 1-star Yelp reviews in Animal Kingdom. We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.